SpaceX acquires xAI, merging Elon Musk's most ambitious companies into a single private giant. A major consolidation has reshaped Elon Musk's corporate universe. SpaceX has acquired xAI, bringing two of Musk's most ambitious ventures under a single corporate structure. The move creates what is now the most valuable private company in the world and signals a strategic shift with implications far beyond a traditional merger. This is not simply an ownership change. It is a structural realignment designed to fuse space infrastructure, artificial intelligence, energy, and capital into one integrated platform. A consolidation with global consequences at its core. The acquisition reflects a belief that the future of technology will be built around infrastructure rather than standalone products. By combining launch systems, satellite networks, and artificial intelligence under one roof, Elon Musk is attempting to create a vertically integrated platform capable of controlling not just software, but the physical systems that power it. The implications extend across space exploration, data infrastructure, energy markets, and the global race for computing power. Why xAI needed SpaceX? The deal also exposes the financial reality of modern artificial intelligence. Cutting-edge AI development is extraordinarily capital-intensive. Compute, energy, and cooling capacity have become the primary constraints on progress. Algorithms and talent matter, but without massive infrastructure, scale is impossible. xAI has grown rapidly in valuation, but it has also burned cash at a formidable pace. Despite raising tens of billions of dollars, margins remain uncertain and operating costs are high. Competition among AI developers is fierce. SpaceX enters this equation as a mature, cash-generating, and strategically positioned company. Prior to the acquisition, it was valued at roughly $800 billion. It brings financial stability, engineering depth, and critically orbital infrastructure. By placing xAI inside SpaceX, Musk tightens control over capital allocation while positioning AI development directly alongside space-based systems. The vision of AI compute in space. At the center of the merger lies a radical but consistent idea. Musk has long argued that the future of large-scale AI computing belongs in orbit. SpaceX has already sought regulatory approval for an enormous satellite constellation designed to function as solar-powered data centers in space. The logic is straightforward. Next-generation AI systems require vast amounts of energy and cooling. Terrestrial data centers strain power grids, raise electricity prices, and increasingly face political resistance. In orbit, solar energy is abundant, cooling is more efficient, and physical space is effectively unlimited. Musk has claimed that within 2 to 3 years, space could become the lowest-cost environment for generating AI compute. While ambitious, the idea directly addresses one of the AI industry's most pressing bottlenecks: energy pressure and political constraints. The pressure AI places on energy systems is already visible. In multiple regions, electricity prices have risen as large data centers consume growing amounts of power. Communities near new facilities are pushing back, and policymakers are beginning to question the social cost of AI-driven infrastructure expansion. Moving compute into space could bypass many terrestrial constraints, but it introduces new challenges. Regulation of space-based data centers is largely uncharted. Questions around security, data sovereignty, orbital congestion, and environmental impact remain unresolved. A large-scale AI infrastructure in orbit would be difficult to regulate under existing frameworks, and could reshape geopolitical dynamics if a single private company controls a significant share of global compute capacity. Investor appetite remains strong. Despite these risks, investor enthusiasm remains intense. xAI recently raised substantial funding from institutional and sovereign investors. The merger with SpaceX offers a clearer long-term narrative. Instead of backing a standalone AI company with extreme capital demands, investors are now indirectly supporting a vertically integrated infrastructure platform combining launch capability, satellites, energy generation, and AI development. This shift reframes the investment story from software innovation to infrastructure dominance. It also strengthens the case for a future public offering. Preparing the ground for a historic IPO. Musk has previously confirmed that a SpaceX initial public offering is under consideration. A combined SpaceX xAI entity would likely command a valuation unprecedented in private markets, potentially exceeding $1.5 trillion. Public investors, however, would not just be buying a rocket company. They would be buying exposure to AI, data infrastructure, satellites, and energy systems all at once. With that scale comes scrutiny. Public markets demand transparency around governance, regulatory exposure, and capital expenditure. Complexity increases alongside opportunity. Reputational and regulatory risk. The acquisition also brings complications. xAI owns the social media platform X, whose chatbot Grok has attracted criticism for producing controversial content. These issues have already drawn regulatory attention. By absorbing xAI, SpaceX also absorbs reputational and governance risk. SpaceX has traditionally been viewed as a technically focused aerospace company with close ties to government contracts and national space programs. Greater association with controversial AI and social media issues could alter how regulators and partners perceive the company, a non-trivial concern for a business dependent on public sector relationships. Cultural friction inside the organization. Beyond strategy and finance, integration presents internal challenges. xAI has been described as fast-moving and loosely structured. SpaceX is known for strict discipline, rigorous processes, and uncompromising safety standards. Bringing these cultures together will not be simple. Cultural friction can slow execution and drive talent away if not carefully managed. Success will depend on leadership clarity and the ability to balance speed with reliability at scale. Consolidation as a defining pattern. The deal fits a broader pattern in Musk's approach. Over time, his ventures have become increasingly intertwined. xAI absorbed X, now xAI itself is absorbed into SpaceX. The result is a tightly linked corporate ecosystem where data, capital, and talent flow across boundaries that once separated businesses. This consolidation increases strategic flexibility and control, but it also reduces transparency and complicates oversight. Final assessment. The acquisition of xAI by SpaceX is more than a headline-grabbing transaction. It is a declaration of intent. Musk is betting that the future of artificial intelligence and the future of space infrastructure are inseparable. If successful, the strategy could give him unparalleled control over launch systems, satellite networks, and AI compute. The risks, however, are substantial. Regulatory uncertainty, capital intensity, and geopolitical exposure all loom large. Even by Elon Musk's standards, this is a high-stakes move, one that could shape not just his empire, but the architecture of future global infrastructure.